All right, so this is my review of NECA's Shredder as Dracula figure. And this is the Target exclusive variant, so he comes with the crimson color. And there are other variants of him, so I think there's a Walmart version also. I think that has a gold trim. I've seen some screenshots where his skin is blue. Not really too sure about that one. And then you have the base version too, which is just, the kind of generic black and stuff that you could get anywhere. So this one you can only get at Target, so it's only, within your local Target store. And I honestly hate these types of releases where you can only find them in stores. This is the only one I found in Target. And I actually went in to buy pants there, and I just, fortuitously came across this one just sitting there. And it's been on my mind for months because I kind of wanted this one, mainly because of kind of like the Halloween aesthetic and the fact that I generally like NECAs, so this was kind of on my radar, and I just by chance found him. So glad I found him, but it's a pain with these kind of store exclusives. So just keep that in mind. If you're interested in this one, just hit up your Targets. I saw this one last week. So it cost me $37, and let's get right into the review. So obviously he's got the red coloration because, he's a Target exclusive. And I went ahead and I put the kind of cool looking helmet on him, the bat helmet. And I think it looks sick. And actually, let me just get rid of the spear. And I'll put pictures up of all the accessories later anyway. And I'll just show the spear real quick anyway, just because I haven't. So, very nice looking spear. And again, I'll put up all the pictures of the accessories a little bit later. So, getting a closer look at him. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's just get a quick measurement first. And, it's typical NECA. I'm going to be here 7 inches for the most part. So let's see how tall he is. And yeah, to the top of his helmet, like 7.5 inches. So exactly where he should be. And yeah, NECAs are not 1/12 scale. They're more like 1/10. All right, so NECAs are always beefy. That's why I like them. And yeah, 6.3 ounces. So way heavier than your figure arts and the like. So, which is expected. So let's get a closer look at him. And he looks great in my opinion. And I'm always a sucker for red. Anything red, because it's my favorite color. So I had to get this one. And NECA does not disappoint with the details. And so it is Shredder, kind of themed off that, I think it was Francis Ford Coppola, that Dracula movie. You could tell there's been some influence there with that kind of fluted armor that Gary Oldman wore, which looks sick in my opinion. If you didn't see that movie, by the way, definitely check it out. It's one of the best kind of Halloween movies you could get. And yeah, so obvious inspiration there, and the red just looks very nice. I'm not a fan of, these kind of fabric capes. That being said, this one does look very nice. Very nice kind of crimson color, so that looks nice. Still would have preferred this in plastic. Again, that's just my personal preference. I'm always paranoid about the fabric stuff kind of falling apart over time. So I think he looks great. He's got like the spikes and everything. So it's a very weird kind of mashup, but I like it. So very nice, I think. Yeah, like the attention to detail. No skimping there. So looks great. And articulation, we'll go over that. But I'll just say right away, it's pretty disappointing. Head barely moves. You really just get a little wiggle out of it. You can't really turn it because he's got this kind of like choker piece there that's really bunching it up. So don't force it because you will end up fraying something or probably scratching something. So that's really all you're going to get. Not a fan of this piece. I wish that was done a little bit better. Um, and it might be better. And actually, let me just try switching the head here, just so you can see. Could actually say this one's even worse in terms of articulation because of these kind of cheek pieces here. So that's even worse. You really just get a little wiggle out of that. So not the best. Yeah, so it's seated in all the way. Not so good. Could have been better. Could have found a way to make that work. For sure, they just didn't care to make it work. Moving down, his arms, again, restricted by the shoulders significantly. These do not move. Don't try to make them move, otherwise you're probably going to tear something. That's the most you're going to get. So, don't fool around with the shoulders. Remember, these aren't like import figures. They don't have those considerations. And they should. That's not like an excuse. So these aren't exactly cheap figures. And NECA's been around. So I think they should kind of get with the program a little bit. Double jointed elbows work. They're just very anatomically strange. Like, I don't think humans have a third segment going like that. So pretty ugly, but functionally they work, but they work in a very strange way. Yeah, humans aren't. Humans don't have two elbows like that. You get a very basic ball joint in the waist, kind of like the 1.0 Mythic Legions and 2.0s too. So, not the best. And this is what kind of pisses me off the most with this figure specifically. The legs have decent articulation, like typical ball joint kind of stuffed in there, but you get almost nothing because you have this stiff plastic piece just molded shut. Like, the least they could have done is put a cut there, and you could do that yourself, but it should be there from the start. And just very poor, kind of, and like design choices. Like, this isn't like tough stuff. You could easily just do that. Like, these aren't cheap either. Paying a premium for these. So disappointing there. Knees have a decent double bend. Not terrible. Kind of weird coloration there. I wonder what the thought process was there. Why not just make it red? They do twist at the knee. Just kind of weird articulation where you don't need it. Like, it'd be scary if humans could do that, but you do get the kind of ball swivel at the ankles. You get a nice ankle rocker, so no complaints there. So his ankle rockers are decent, so that's good. Wrists, they're on a just typical hinge, and you can rotate them too. So very, very basic, primitive articulation. I wish they'd do an update, but we all know they're not going to. So it is what it is. I got him mainly for his look, and yeah, definitely has a shelf presence. Looks, NECA's always look gorgeous in my opinion. Just stunning. That's the real reason I got him. You could get him in a very basic kind of stance. Maybe take one baby step forward. I really don't care. Overpriced for sure for what you're getting. He looks great. Articulation's dog shit. That's a fact. So disappointing. So let's talk about his accessories. So he does come with, and you saw both of the helmets, the additional heads already. Kind of like that open visor one, the closed one, which is my favorite. And honestly, the open visor one's kind of growing on me because that's more akin to Shredder from the movie, the 1990 movie. He does come with that kind of just open face. Not a big fan of that one. Doesn't even look like the actor in my opinion. And you get a candle on a turtle. You get the additional bladed hand pieces, a fist variant, open-handed variant, larger open-handed variant. Same thing with the bare hands. You do get two rats. If you read the novel, it's a big piece of imagery in that novel. Plague rats, so little reference there. You do get a jug there. I'm not sure what the reference there is, but you do get that. And obviously you get the spear too, which looks very nice. It's a very nice spear. And I am happy that NECA's accessories, they have a little flex to them now. Like they're not crappy like they used to be. So for instance, this one here, it's got a little flex to it. And when I say like they used to be, if you've owned NECA's Predators, you'd be paranoid just playing with their accessories because they're very brittle, like chalk. Like they literally just snap on you. This one's got some nice flex to it. Glad they're not, using the same crappy plastic that they used to use for their accessories. So that's good. So is he worth it? Kind of, not really. Like more so, not really. He's $37 if I got him locally, so no shipping. But once you pay shipping and all that, he quickly becomes overpriced. And even at 37, I think he's overpriced for what you're getting. Articulation needs to be much, much better. There's no excuses there. Besides that, I still like this figure a lot. I would have definitely bought it even then at 37, 40 bucks just because I'm obsessed with Halloween. I like Shredder from that movie specifically, so I definitely would have got this figure. So, not really worth it in my opinion, but it's all just preference and, indulgence buys at the end of the day. So, you got to decide for yourself. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So, I'm still happy with this one. And if you have any questions, anything, definitely ask. Thanks for watching. Take care.